I'm Kevin Kresge with FinishLineMultisport.com, and I have two awesome Olympian triathletes, Greg and Laura Bennett, Team Bennett. Greg, you're here at the LA Triathlon 2010. Why don't you tell me about your race?
It was a crazy race. You know, I actually felt like I had a pretty strong swim, and I was in the lead pack and made the final turn on the swim and got smashed by a wave. And to be honest, I'm a little embarrassed by it because I kind of rate myself as a bit of a surfer, and I should have went back to try and catch a wave, and it smashed me, and I lost about a good minute, you know, to the leaders, and had a good time trial, you know, past Javier Gomez and Matt Reed on the bike, and was making inroads on the leaders, but couldn't quite get there, and you know, an average run and finished fourth. So I've had worse days, but I've certainly had far better.
Laura, how did your day go out here?
Yeah, it was okay. You know, it was a bit concerning not having a wetsuit swim, and the water was quite chilly. I started to get pretty cold coming back, probably the last 500 meters or so, and I wasn't sure how that was going to pan out. It took me about a half an hour on the bike to get warm. But I caught a wave in on the swim, and that was fantastic and exciting. That got me through the tail end of the swim, and then I just tried to hold it steady on the bike and do what I could to stay close to the leaders. And when I got off the bike, I felt pretty good running, and I went out as hard as I could possibly go, and had a bit of a lull with about 3 miles to go, and then picked it up and ran myself into third.
Now, last night you guys had a bit of a roller coaster ride. Was that little the bumper accident? Did you at all think that you weren't going to make it to the race this morning?
It wasn't as bad as that, but it was more just that feeling of, I've never felt whiplash before, that adrenaline rush and the snapping of your neck. But yeah, I guess it could have been a lot worse, so we were lucky.
So where from here do you guys go for the rest of the 2010 season?
We got one more race. We race in Dallas next week. We decided it's been a long, hard year. You know, I was sick in June, July. Laura's raced incredibly well on the World Series, and you know, we're right on target for where we want to be for 2012. We're kind of building up nicely, and rather than trying to search for more in 2010, we decided we're going to take our break earlier. We won't race any more like 70.3s or anything. We just thought it's better that we stop now, take our break, so we can do a really long warm-up prep for 2011 and 2012.
You know, Laura, congratulations on a very good season on your end.
Thank you.
What was the highlight of your season?
Let's see, the highlight.
Yeah, baby. Justin Jarvis.
I wasn't ready for that one. I guess, you know, it's just been a really consistent year. So I think maybe the highlight I would have to say is just, you know, staying in the top 8 every race I did on the World Series. You know, and just getting in there and racing a ton. And I've never been on the podium well, I guess that's not true, but in a big non-drafting event. You know, I won Nautica last year, but it's nice to be third here in LA.
Now you guys are both fighting to get back at the Olympics. What's driving that hunger for you guys to get back there?
Well, you know, we've both been to the Olympics before, you know, for different Olympics, and we've both been to different Olympics with different countries, and both of us have had a 4th place. And I think when you add up all of that, we kind of said, you know, we want one more really epic goal for the sport, and it was either go do that long stuff, and we looked into it seriously, and I thought, well, for me personally, what's the biggest goal in the world? And it was the Olympic Games, and so this is why I'm making the transition to join Laura on the US team, and you know, our goal is to see if we can both medal at the Games, and obviously the medal colour would be nice if it's a gold colour. So you know, we both want to make the team together and then hit the Olympics with everything we have, and you know, we're talking to all our sponsors now about saying, look, that's our sole focus, and can you help us out about really helping us have a tunnel vision focus for what we need to do to make sure we can make something special happen.
Yeah.
So.
What's your take on the Olympics?
Oh yeah, same. I mean, you know, we have the same perspective. You know, we definitely wanted to go for another Games. Having Greg join us on the U.S. team would be fantastic, and you know, I think the two of us working together for that single goal of making the team together and performing well there, I think it's something that's very realistic for us. So we look forward to doing it.
Are you guys going to make that jump to the long stuff?
I won't.
I don't think so.
We tasted it a bit last year. We both went and did 70.3 Augusta, and I remember that night we were lying down in bed and we were in agony, and we both won. And you know, we don't often win races together, so it was special. But at the same point, I kind of leaned over and I said, I really didn't enjoy the race. I just simply didn't enjoy it, and that was enough for me to go, well, if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to do it. You know, it wasn't. I understand why people do it. It's the challenge and all of this, but I didn't enjoy being on the bike for 56 miles, and I didn't enjoy the 21k run. And if I've got the speed and the talent to run sort of 440 mile pace, and Laura's got the talent to do similar paces for the girls racing, and she can lead the swims, and we're both similar in the sense that we're speed and power athletes, you know, and that's what we train and that's what we love.
So when this is all done with, the short course stuff, and you're not gonna go to long stuff, where do we see the Bennetts when this is over with?
Well, I guess, you know, triathlon's been a pretty amazing challenge for us over the years, and I think kids would probably top that. So we could be having kids. We're still throwing that up in the air. Otherwise, I think that would be our next biggest experience for sure. Nothing else has really attracted us yet, but we're not sure. So we'll have to see.
There's still time.
We'll be involved in the sport to some capacity, I'm sure too. You know, and
got a lot of knowledge.
I might race age group, and you know, maybe that'll be my first race. Try and take the age group slot for Kona, because they love that, don't they?
Oh yeah.
All right, I've handed my pro card. All right. No, I'm totally kidding, by the way.
Well, thanks for meeting with us. Once again, I'm Kevin Koreski. This is Greg and Laura Bennett, Team Bennett. Watch out 2012 London.